He freaks out as soon as he sees Castor's face in the mirror, even trying to destroy it with a coat hanger. Miller and Tito immediately give him a sedative to calm him down. Then Archer notices that his voice hasn't changed, but Walsh quickly solves this by implanting a microchip in Archer's larynx that makes him sound like Castor. Sometime later, a bunch of guards come to pick Archer up to take him to prison in a helicopter, but he's blindfolded first. When the blindfold is finally removed, Archer finds himself in a dark room being watched by several guards. Warden Walton explains that Archer's now property of the prison and his feet are clamped in magnetic boots that allow the guards to monitor the location of every prisoner 24/7 and can keep him glued to the floor. Afterward, Archer is taken to the cafeteria, where the other inmates stare at him. At that moment, Archer sees Pollux, but before he can approach him, he's suddenly attacked by Duboff, a criminal that wants revenge on the real Castor. Duboff begins beating Archer up pretty badly, but after taking a moment to catch his breath, Archer fights back and gets the upper hand because he realizes that being Castor allows him to go crazy. When the fight is over, Archer's magnetic boots are clamped to the floor and Walton uses a stun gun on him before warning Duboff of the consequences of trying this again. Meanwhile, in the Walsh Institute, the real Castor suddenly wakes up and immediately pulls off the bandages to discover he has no face. Confused and in pain, he goes to the edge of the room and sees Archer's old face floating in a jar, so he calls his henchmen to help him out. Moments later, the henchmen kidnap Walsh and bring him over, where Castor goes crazy and threatens Walsh until he accepts to give him Archer's face. Back in the prison, Archer finally manages to approach Pollux and manages to get all the information about the bomb. Later, a guard tells him he has a visitor and Archer is taken to the initial room. To Archer's surprise, Castor appears wearing Archer's real face and shows him a newspaper article about a recent fire that destroyed the institute and killed Walsh plus his 2 technicians. This makes Archer imagine how Castor's henchmen tied up and gagged Walsh, Miller, and Tito, then covered them with gasoline before starting the fire that killed them. Castor also reveals he's wearing Archer's wedding ring while explaining that he's destroyed any evidence that Archer could use to prove who he is. His plan now includes taking over Archer's job and doing the nasty